How's it, and welcome to the Tové Tabloid, the place where you can hear all about it right here on algofm.co.za. Today we have our very own Caesar Milan. Yes, a dog whisperer. Shall we find out some more? I think we should. It's not a bad idea, and she's right here in Port Elizabeth, which is even more exciting. We'll be speaking to Jeanette Vockerodt in just a moment. She's the Director of Executive Home Sitting, and we'll find out how it is that she offers you a service and teaches you about those all-important canines. Jeanette, welcome to the Tové Tabloid. You have such a love of dogs, and you also have found a way to make it easier for people to go on holiday and leave the dogs that they also love so much.
Yeah, thank you, Tove. It's lovely to be here with you. And I must say, you're so right, the passion for the outdoors and the animals, I just found that that's a great combination. And yes, and I found that why not give that passion back to the people, and that's exactly what I've been doing.
When did you decide that there was some more to your skill than the average person who just liked dogs? For example, when did you notice that you could tell the difference between the way dogs bark?
I think I've got a neighbour behind me whose dog is barking like 24/7, and I think I've heard that difference in barking when an animal is, especially a dog, when he is bored and when he's frustrated and when he needs some attention. So I think also when I go and do house sitting, I've also learned how to listen to the different barks, and it's just purely to be observant and to listen what's going on in your surroundings, and in that way also your animal can give you great information on who's maybe on your grounds, is it the intruder or friends, or maybe the postman, deliver a package. So I think, or maybe you can be also excited and he'll ask you to go for a walk, please, which we will go and do later on. So I think it's just to basically know the differences and to observe, and I think you need to know your animal. That's very important.
And let's face it, you have the animal because you chose to have the animal.
Correct.
And we have some responsibilities as dog owners. How would you describe those?
Yes, I would say you need to know your animal. You need to be passionate about your dog, and don't be just let him sit there at the back and just nuff the whole time, because that will make your neighbor crazy. It's like what it makes me crazy at times. But I think just give attention to your animal, because he can tell you so much, and I think it's therapeutic also for us as human beings, how lovely it is to have an animal.
I've noticed that you're a fan of Caesar Milan. He's a world famous dog whisperer. I mentioned him in the introduction. You also follow him and get tips from him.
That's correct, yes, and I find that it's working. If you can just sit and you watch him, you can actually understand a lot of times, is it really the animals that need some advice, or is it actually the animal owners? And I find a lot of times we all need education on how to actually get to know your animal, and it's like a child. You need to learn from the beginning on how to the behavior of your animal, and I think that's important.
I would imagine that after you've done some house sitting, that the dog's behavior changes when the owners come back. Is that transition lasting for the dogs?
Yeah, I would. A lot of times I would say that people say they are so much more relaxed and calm. So, and I think that's also because of the attention that I show that the animals need, and I think that's quite important, because everyone is working these days, and you don't always spend as much time with your animal as you should. So I think for us being there and maybe walking your dog on a more regular basis, just show again how important it is for your animal to get out a bit. And so yes, that attention that the animal gets is important.
As a client phoning you up wanting you to look after my house or my dog, what's the process?
Well, it depends on each client, your needs and requirements, and I would say not client, but I would say customer, because it will be a long-term relationship. And so yeah, and then I put the quotations for you forward with regards to your needs and requirements, and we work towards that. And I think also long-term it's relationship building, because you must also realize it's someone new now that's coming into your home and kind of being part of your family, and it's also going to be for me also to give you a service that you can trust and can rely on. Yeah.
Well, let's go walk the dogs.
Oh, I'm so forward to it. Let's go.
All right, let me introduce you, or should I introduce Jeanette? This is Riley, the Weimaraner, He's kind of more calm and he enjoys to get outdoors. He loves to go to the park and run free. The Keegan, the Dalmatian, she just wants to get at everything. So at walking time, we know that the general gist of things is to advise the dogs that we're going for a walk, but not to get them too excited about the event itself. Here's one phrase that if I use with the dogs, it becomes a situation. Should we brave it?
Let's brave it.
Do you want to? Do you want to? Okay, clearly he wants to. So we'll just get them out and we'll see how that goes at the gate because they want to. What we tend to do is we wait at the gate and we keep them waiting a little bit till it's time to go. Kiki will invariably get excited to go, and then when we decide it's time, we'll take them.
Okay, come on, it's my turn. Yeah, I think the best thing to first do is make sure that when you get out of your apartment or your house, to make sure what your surroundings are. I mean, you mentioned a cat, and so I think hold tight onto your animal. Sorry, my hold onto your.
It's Port Elizabeth. We wouldn't have it any other way.
Hold tight, and I think also know your dog.
Yeah.
What is scared of, and maybe a car or a cat or even another dog that comes past. And I think that way also is very important. If you walk your dog on a regular basis, you would know what will trigger his attention and his excitement and all that.
Okay.
So yes, yeah. And I think it's also important. I see you got good leashes. So not to have that other leashes that actually pull them far away.
Yes.
And you struggle to get them back again. That's absolutely a no-go zone. So these leashes that you've got is perfect. And so I think we're ready to roll.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so yeah, so you get your story now. It's just pull and then be firm.
Okay.
And just keep her next to you. Oh.
There we go.
Okay. Look how beautiful this is. Yeah. So this is now good. So you always like say, well, good Riley.
Good boy, Riley.
Good boy.
Good.
Okay,
And
let's
then
go. There you go. Let's go. Come. There you go. Come Riley. There you go.
Yes.
Just make sure you have your poop scoop bag.
So
because
poop
that is
scoop
why,
bag.
yeah, that is why your doggies are the attention is just not with us. So they're smelling all the other dogs that left their stuff behind.
Okay.
So it's very important that you take your bag with and then pick up after them.
Okay. So part of a general thing is if we're all out there walking our dogs, it would be great if we all had our poop scoop bags. All right. So we succeeded in getting the dogs and ourselves back home. Your concluding tips for walking dogs?
Yeah, I think as I mentioned before, make sure you know your dog and what grabs his attention, because he will probably run, and make sure you got a good grip on your leash, and that your dog don't get out of the leash. Make sure also that's good boy, and then also make sure you know who's coming on, because that person will also tell you by sign language is he afraid of dogs, and your dog will feel that on. So I think just go and enjoy it, and it's bonding time with you and your dog.
Jeanette, we're going to leave all the details as to how you could be in touch with Jeanette. Perhaps you could be looking after your pets while you're away on your next holiday. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tové. I appreciate that.